Hello, person on YouTube. Today we are talking about power chords. Power chords can be seen in all kinds of music across all genres. They're super handy, and the reason we haven't covered them up until now is because they're played on the thicker strings, which takes a little bit more finger strength than the other chords that we've covered. Now, the concept behind power chords is a little simpler than the other chords, the major and minor chords that we've covered so far, so let's talk about that first. Power chords don't actually have major or minor variations, they're all the same. So if you see a C major, you can play a C power chord. If you see a C minor, you can also play that same C power chord. And it'll sound good in both situations. So the way you do it is first you find the note that you're looking for, let's say a C. So you would find that C on the 8th fret of the low E string this time, not the high E string. Next you want to skip over one fret. So we're going to skip the 9th fret and go to the 10th fret on the A string. So we have 8 on the E string, 10 on the A string, and you would play those two together. If you want a little bit harder version of a power chord, you would add the next string with the same fret as the A string. So again, for a C chord, we would have 8th fret on E, 10 on A, and 10 on the D string, and you would strum all three strings. Remember, there's no major or minor, so they are all the same. If you wanted to play a different chord like G, step 1 is to find a G on the low E string. That would be the 3rd fret. You would skip over the 4th fret and go to the 5th fret of the A string. That's a power chord. You could play those two and it would count. If you want the teeny bit harder version, you would play the same fret as the A string on the next string down. So we would have 3 on the E string, 5 on the A string, 5 on the D string for a G power chord. Let's say we want to apply it to a song. Let's do G, A minor, E minor, D. So we would start with G, which we just played. It's 3 on the E string, 5 on the A string, 5 on the D string. For an A minor, we would find A on the E string, which is at the 5th fret. We would skip over the 6th fret and go to the 7th fret on the A string and the 7th fret on the D string. Remember, there's no difference between major and minor chords, so you could just slide your hand up like this, from G to A. As long as you keep your finger spacing the same, it'll work fine. So we had G, A, our next one is E minor. So we would play an open E string, skip over the 1st fret and play the 2nd fret of the A string and the 2nd fret of the D string. For a D power chord, we're going to have to go all the way up to the 10th fret of the E string, the 12th fret of the A string, and the 12th fret of the D string. We're playing G, A minor, E minor, and D. This is what it would sound like in a song. All using power chords. That's all I have today for power chords. If you're enjoying this series so far, like and subscribe and come back next time for more. Thank you for watching.